All right. We are back. Hopefully, somebody can see us. All right, keep that. Fade that out. Pat, can you hear yourself?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, all right, great.
No, actually, on this mic, I don't hear anything coming out of this mic, though.
Okay, because
maybe
you turn your headphones
volume.
up.
No, I mean, I can hear my... wait, is that better? Yeah. Hello. Okay, there you go,
Yeah, you're on 3.
Okay, cool.
Check, check. Hey, hey.
Yeah, hey.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. We're here. All right. Mr. Van, would you like to start?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. And 3, 2.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and also on YouTube. Go check it out. Just search for @TomandDan Live wherever you watch and listen to podcasts.
Our BDM appreciation event is Saturday.
Yes, sir.
It's in Sanford. It's for BDMs only. And you could bring a guest if you are a BDM.
Yep.
Speaking of that, our next guest is going to be at the party.
Yes.
He confirmed he got the day off of work.
Hey, I didn't know you were, man. That's awesome.
I was keeping a secret.
And
Awesome.
Cadillac Pat's here. How you
What's
doing,
going on?
Pat?
How we doing?
Hey, everyone's favorite crazy 90s superhero, Cadillac Pat.
Now, speaking of BDM appreciation, we did a BDM only show last night.
We did.
Me and Daniel had a couple drinks.
I can't do that anymore. That hurt.
Yeah, it did hurt
Yeah,
me too.
that did not feel good.
My meeting this morning, I was rough.
You know, I didn't even think about that. And
Yeah.
we've been talking about it. He had a really big meeting, like one of the bigger ones.
Wow.
One of the biggest. And one of the biggest, absolute biggest. Is he going to seal the deal? I don't know. Is he going to do it? I don't know if he'll do it.
It reminded me, I'm a lot looser hungover.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
Maybe that's a
I
good
don't
thing.
really care.
You're just like, I feel like crap.
Get it over with.
But I didn't think about that at all.
But we had Ross and Salmon, and we kind of did an old school show.
We did.
And it's out now for BDMs only. So if you're a BDM, it was about almost a 2-hour show.
Way too long.
We
got drunk.
I
we
can't remember
screamed,
things that I said, but I remember at one point I was like, "This isn't good."
there was
Not that the show, but it isn't good for me because.
we said a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So,
we
yeah.
did.
What was
Yeah.
your poison? What were you sipping on?
White Claw.
What styles? What's your flavor now?
Yeah, what's your favorite flavor?
They have a new White Claw flavor. The grape is delicious.
Ooh, I love
Is it
grape
called
candy.
the grape?
And it's just grape.
Grape?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a grape and the green apple are the new flavors. But I like them all. You know.
Yeah, I do
Why
too.
do people bag on black cherry? I think black cherry is pretty good.
It's my
it's either
least
you
favorite.
love it or hate it.
Yeah.
There's no.
Passion fruit's my least of White Claw.
Yeah,
Oh.
me too.
I don't drink any passion fruit drinks ever.
Yeah. I'm not a big passion fruit.
No,
fan.
I've never even seen a passion fruit, but I know there's a flavor.
Yeah. I don't
Why do
even-
they call it passion fruit? And why do I always think that people put it on their nipples? Don't do that. Don't put passion fruit on your nipples.
It's not even that the passion fruit is not even that sought after of a flavor.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I've never heard anybody say they want
And if
that.
you're talking
Then you
passion,
come out with orange.
wouldn't a real passion fruit be a pineapple upside down? If you know what I mean, right? That's a passion fruit.
I like the
yeah.
pineapple White
Yeah.
Claw.
Yeah, that's good.
Anyway,
If I drink too many pineapple White Claws, I get a little bit of the burps.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I get a
yeah.
little, a little
From
bit of
even though it's like all artificial flavors, that
No, I
wouldn't
think they're
get you?
natural flavors.
Really?
You better check yourself.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh!
Coming here
yeah.
talking about artificial flavors.
So Pat brought in some stuff, some
Yeah.
show and tell stuff.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So I'm gonna swivel
so-
the camera over so you can see what he has.
He brought
here.
in a 24-inch tube TV.
Yeah, where does one get a 24-inch? And by the way, not only is it a tube TV, a Toshiba. I'm gonna zoom in here so you can see it. It is gorgeous. This television is in better shape than almost any piece of electronics I own
Yeah.
in my personal life. We have a new computer to the left of your TV.
I see that.
That is dirtier than the TV that you. How old is that TV?
I don't know. It's got a DVD player connected to it, so it's got to be around 2001 through 5. You know, because DVD players weren't integrated with the television until a little later. I would feel like.
Yeah.
The kids in China 25 years ago worked harder.
Yeah, look at that.
Just like all kids everywhere in the world.
Look at that TV.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I followed a guy online. I'm so glad you talked about this. I followed a guy online. I think I got to this guy's page through Linus Tech. If
Okay.
anybody watches like tech stuff on YouTube, Linus is huge.
Is that the guy, bald guy that takes apart phones?
No, he's like a effeminate dude with double earrings, and he's
Oh.
like snarky nerd. Anyway, this guy, he went and found like at the time it was like the world's largest version of that.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
biggest one they ever made, and he found one in like a little sushi bar in somewhere in Japan, and he flew there and tracked it down and shipped it home.
Really?
Like the whole video is his journey to get this TV because it's like his most prized
That's cool.
television possession, and he found it, and he would make these multiple calls, and then he had to find boots on the ground in Japan to go check it out to make sure it was real and send him photos.
yeah.
It's crazy.
It probably weighed over 100
Oh,
pounds.
like
too.
it took like I think a multitude of people to get it out of
Yeah.
there. They didn't know how they were gonna move it.
Yeah, I had a 38-inch tube TV that I took up to college with me in 2000. It was like prized possession, and
Yeah.
and my buddies got it open item for me. They used to work at Best Buy, so it was always running scams.
Sure.
Can we talk about that? Joe got me some stuff.
Oh, was Joe working at Best Buy back then?
You hooked me up. You're pulling a memory out of it. Yeah, Joe got me a computer monitor, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Because if you were a manager, you could put anything open item. That was one of your, I guess they let the managers determine whether something's open item or not.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you worked your way up to manager, then it was whatever you want for all your
Anything
friends.
go.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like if somebody returned something and they had opened it, or
No, they would
they
just-
could just pull stuff off the shelf.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
would
just open it.
They would, They would just take
Oh.
a box cutter, open it, and be like, "Open item
Open
now."
item.
Or the salesperson, if you work with your buddy, the salesperson would be like, "Hey, can you just open item this?" And you're like, "Yeah." And it's just filling out a piece of paper.
And you get a tremendous discount. Like, was there a specific amount?
They could really use their determination. It wasn't always specific. It was like they could mark it down to the manager's
Yeah,
discretion.
they like eyeballed it.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
like he was like a monitor. It was a nice ass monitor, and I think he was like $60.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
It's
Yeah.
like if you go to like Ross or TJ Maxx, if they have stuff. If they got little chips in it, they kind of eyeball it for you too. Because I've done that many times. Like a piece of furniture they have on display, and they have like a little chip. I'm like, hey, it's got a little thing on it, and the lady just goes, yeah,
You haggle with Marshalls?
yeah. My
Hold on,
TV stand.
I have to ask you to leave.
My
now.
TV stand
I,
at my
I
house.
have to ask you by law. I have to ask you to leave the premises. You could never come back.
Mr. Marshall's like, yeah, everything in here was pennies. It doesn't matter what we
Also,
mark it
if
out
my wife were in the chat room right now, she would divorce me and marry you
Oh,
because
really?
you are peak cheap. That is the cheapest thing I've
No,
ever heard.
but because it did have a legit ding in it, so it wasn't worth the retail value of it.
Yeah, but
So-
you're at Marshall's, man. Everything has a ding in it. The people that go to Marshall's have dings all over them. Like, everything in Marshall's is flawed.
Not anymore. It's all nice stuff now. That's back in
That's
the
not
day.
true. You're believing the Kool-Aid. You're drinking the Kool-Aid. That's not
No.
true. That's not true.
I like-
Marshall's is all good stuff now.
I
Well,
like,
not ding. It used to be like irregular size jeans and stuff like that. No, not anymore.
Yeah,
it's all
it
nice.
used to be socks with like
Yeah.
like 11 toes
Yeah,
on it or something,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like gloves
I
that
like
have like 6 fingers.
when super poor, trashy people ask for a discount because something has a scratch or a dent on it. And you're like, this washing machine has a tiny scratch on the back of it. I want $500 off. You're like, you drove here in a 30-year-old Honda Accord.
Your teeth are
Barely
falling out.
running.
Your teeth are falling out.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I hate to always go back to teeth, but I really do
Yeah.
feel this way.
That small
Stop-
scratch.
Stop asking for a discount. Go home and brush your teeth. Go home and brush your teeth.
Anyway, so we got a tube TV
Okay,
and
here we
then
go.
an old school Nintendo plugged into it with a box of Nintendo games. By the way, I had the same Nintendo. It's funny because it's like pleather.
Yeah.
And it holds how many games?
I think 15.
15 games, and I'll show the.
I like it to
what audience.
hold an even amount.
I had this exact Nintendo game holder when growing up as a kid, and then you also got a Game Genie. Which, by the way, what does a Game Genie even do?
It allows you to bypass. It allows you to cheat the game. So we could have unlimited men, unlimited we got Contra plugged in, and so we never die, and I've got that we have unlimited men. You can plug in where you can have each game has its own every game has its own different special things you can do like infinite bullets, fewer bullets when you pick them up on different games. Stop the timer, slow the timer down. I'm just pulling up a random game.
Yeah, hold up to the camera the little book you got. There we go.
That is one of my prized possessions as well, right here. This
That's
book.
money right there.
Let's talk about video games and when we played in the 90s, right? Like Nintendo, the original Nintendo. So
Very popular again right now. I mean, you couldn't have picked a hotter topic. Nintendo World is opening up.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't been just freaking out to get over there.
My girl went, but you can't get I can't get a ticket.
Your girl went.
Yeah,
We
she-
didn't know you had a
Yeah,
girl.
but
we didn't know you had a girl.
Yeah.
Nintendo
You're
World.
not sad anymore?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Nintendo World, I would say Super Nintendo, really, because like all the art is not what the original
It's not
Nintendo,
the
you know.
8-bit or 16-bit. You're
Yeah,
right. It's
yeah.
super and up.
So like those are when the characters really took.
I like your
shape.
attention to detail on that. I like that. Yeah.
This old original Mario looks nothing like the Mario.
I don't know.
portrayed.
Pull up Mario 3 might be close to the one.
That
might be it.
Yeah. Mario
that-
3 is when but that was later on.
Well,
obviously,
Mario 3
right on the Super Nintendo cusp.
Today is my anniversary, and my wife and I agreed this morning while making love that Mario 3 is our Mario.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
That's
too.
our Mario.
No, really?
Yeah, we agree that Mario 3 is our Mario.
The original Mario Brothers 1 is my Mario.
I don't like that Mario. He's dumpy.
That's the one I play more often because it's easier. I'm better at that game. Mario 3 I can never beat. It's harder. It's way
Mario
harder.
3 is way too hard.
It's a lot. It's endless. You have to go for a long
But
time.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is pretty
Like,
good.
it was one of the first games, Mario 3, when he got some powers and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, this is a game-changing game.
Yeah. And then you realize there was
Tanuki.
Yeah.
there was hacks where you can go behind the screen.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm behind the screen.
Yeah. It would blow your mind.
So, okay, speaking of hacks and game genies and codes, Contra, right? A lot of people our age remember
Everybody knows. It should know the code. If you don't,
the
I don't
code.
trust you.
I mean,
yeah.
they made T-shirts about it and stuff, and it was at a time where codes like that had to be spread word of mouth, magazine.
Yeah.
They were harder to find. So when you
We
found
were
a
forced
cheat
to
code,
write it down on notebook
Yeah.
paper
Yes.
with a pencil.
Yes.
and when it worked, it blew your mind because you couldn't go on the internet and watch it work, and like it was always hearsay. You had to do it yourself, and then the value of that
Oh
was
my
so
God.
much higher.
Oh my God.
to
Can I
any-
bitch about something for a second?
Yeah.
Because there were certain ones, right? There were ones that you put in a password. Okay, that's fine.
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
But the ones that would drive me crazy were the ones that you had to do it within a certain time.
Yes.
Like you had to go like up, down, down, A, B, X, X. You're doing it right, and you're doing but you had to do it in the right amount of time. You had to do it fast. And remember how good it felt when you did it like 1,000 times and it didn't work? And then your friend was like, maybe we're doing something wrong. Like, maybe you got to do it fast. And then one of you did it like a nut hair faster, and then it did work. And then you launched yourself off your bed because you were so excited.
Because you heard
it
the
was
click.
magic.
You
It
heard
was
the
literally
sound.
magic.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that will ever be that valuable again in the video game world because we live in a time where my sons, any question they may have or any hack or any how to beat something or what's going to happen next can be easily searched for on the internet, and it's all there. And so there's never
value.
going to be something as valuable as we had it, like these codes.
But the
and these
Game Genie
games.
was the beginning
Of
the
the cheating,
end.
yeah.
My dad hated the idea of the Game Genie.
Well, Nintendo hated
Hated
the
it.
idea. This is third party. This isn't made by Nintendo. They hated it too, because like they hated that the people could get away with beating the games without having to like. They like that people had to work hard.
the
for it.
Japanese are an honorable culture. They
Yeah,
don't like
man,
these
maybe.
cheating
Well,
Americans.
also, Nintendo had control over the games they released, unlike Atari, where it was open source
Yeah.
and like a bunch of companies were making Atari games.
Which is why you got some adult porno games in Atari.
Hey, and
Like
Nintendo.
Custer's Revenge.
And I believe this is
Yuck.
right? I think we talked about this. Nintendo basically they had to vet everything that got released before any other company.
But
like,
then there
released
was
it themselves.
companies that were making third-party games too. Like there's like a Nintendo game that's got like a little yellow divot in the corner. I've got a couple at home. There's another party that wasn't Nintendo maybe it's like after their like patent is up or something. Then people are allowed to like third-party them. I'm pretty sure I have some games that are third-party.
But there was a reason why Nintendo ended up beating Atari or whatever, and it had to do with like them having more control over the quality of games
Yeah,
they
yeah,
released. You know,
yeah.
like, because Atari got bad when like it started flooding the market with garbage games, and people started giving Atari a bad name, like the brand, like, oh, these games are bad. and then that's where Nintendo took the lead.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I noticed this game, which was super nostalgic to me, is the Golden Zelda.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to bring that up because from a business aspect, when I was a kid and I saw that, this was one of the first times as a product that I saw something that I was like, and I realized this even at the time, and you probably do too, or did too as a kid. I was like, this is so special. I was like, that had to have cost more.
Yeah.
It had. I remember as a kid thinking, that obviously costs more. It's chrome. It's gold chrome.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, wow, all games should be like that. And they weren't. So how much more do you think? And what was in that boardroom when they were kicking around that idea? Because I do think it matters. I do think that not only do I think it matters, I think it matters bigger than we even think. The idea that Zelda cartridge is gold is huge. Bigger than we even think.
But it's just plastic. It's, you know what I'm saying?
No,
like
but it's the margins of big companies. It could be like could be like $10 million more because it's chrome plastic versus regular plastic.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It's got to cost more money to make. And I always thought that was worth more money because I've had these forever. You know, I just never really looked into the value. I thought that one would be worth a lot more. It's not really worth
No,
anything.
it's not.
Because
There's tons of them.
They mass produced that as well.
Yeah.
And it was popular, so they really produced it after it started getting...
Because the gold might have made it more popular too. Because I don't even like Zelda, to be honest. It's more too with the role-playing kind of games.
You're losing a lot of listeners.
I've played it. I play it. But I like Mario better.
You can't be a 90s superhero and hate Zelda. Wow.
I didn't say hate. I did say hate.
Well,
Okay,
Zelda
all right.
was one of the first games that you could save your progress.
Yeah.
And then you actually had different players. And I remember I've told the story before on the show. My dad...
Oh, you're making the chat room mad with the Zelda comment.
No, I like it. I like Zelda. I just don't play it as much.
I knew you were going to make it.
But it's not that good, I agree. It isn't that good.
This is gonna look. I'll go in for the three-peat. I am not a Zelda man, and I haven't even played like Breath of the Wild. Don't kill me. Don't kill me.
You know what? I liked Marble Madness.
Yeah, I got that game too.
Yeah. Is it in here?
No, I didn't bring them. I have 3 more things full of games.
I remember I was playing Marble Madness with a girl I really wanted to. Yeah, we were playing down in her basement, little Marble Madness.
A couple things about Nintendo games. It turns out, I saw this on TikTok, that blowing on the cartridge didn't do anything.
Nothing.
That did nothing.
Yeah.
And
you think
people,
it did.
We all thought it did, and we're all like, well, we have direct evidence. We saw it work. And apparently it's not true. It's impossible for it to do anything.
Me and my buddy Dave, okay, that's another one that I mean, we would do that, but I wasn't convinced that it did anything. But what I was convinced that would do something is that we had a card, like a playing card that we'd use, like a plastic bicycle playing card that we would lodge under some games, and like we'd wiggle it, and then if you got it in the right spot, the game would turn on and it would work great. Only problem with that is in a 2-story house, if somebody starts stomping around and it shakes the card, you could lose your entire game.
Yeah, we used to put another game on top and it would push it down.
Yeah, because I think it was just the connection inside.
Yeah, it was the connectors the connectors get dirty apparently, because I've had this cleaned. You know, that's the way, then it should work all the time now, but the connectors, I guess, get dusty over time.
So are you going to play this here? What are we doing here?
So
fire this up.
We've got the Game Genie plugged in. I put in some codes. We're going to play old school Contra. You don't have to put the code in because we're going to have unlimited men right now. So
all right,
here we go. Let's see. Make sure. I hope it works.
Let me, you know, it's...
oh, wow, look at that.
It really is. It's... Oh,
no, you can keep it up. That's good. Oh, show everybody your remote. Hold on.
Hey, you have
hold on.
A big...
Put it on. I don't know if
last time I was here, I like giant stuff, so I got a giant remote too.
Yeah, he has a humongous remote. Okay. Are you playing?
No, not yet. Here we go. You want to play too, Tom, or not?
Yeah. Let me play.
You won't die. The remote's right there, so you shouldn't die. So that's the fun part, is that we're just gonna keep going.
I like the music.
Now, how long?
You kind of look like a Contra guy now.
Oh, Tom does, yeah.
Well, both of you guys kind of do.
If we wanted to beat this game, it'd take about 25 minutes right now without dying. Because we're not going to... See how we're kind of clear almost?
Yeah.
That means it's like, when you come back from dying, they let you stay clear for like 3 seconds?
So you basically stay clear the entire time?
Yeah, we're not going to die at all. If you die, we have infinite lights anyway. Like if you fall down a hole or something, you can die.
Oh yeah, we're in the water now. This stinks.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember playing this with Joe, ironically enough, when I was a kid, and it just the games aren't good. It was good back then because that's all we had and there was nothing else. But now, comparatively to the games they have now, It's just there's no way around it. You can't say that this is superior to anything.
Gaming, but gaming
It's
has
just
changed,
nostalgia.
right? Like the platform gaming, like I don't know about you guys, but I kind of feel like, not to dig right into games,
Yeah.
but I feel like consoles are sort of dead. I'm an Xbox guy, but it's hard for me to game when all of my friends play on computers.
You know,
Everybody plays on a
I
computer.
heard that too. A friend of mine's a big gamer, and he's like, everybody's in the actual computer now. Right then, it wasn't in computers years ago, and then the consoles took over. Now it like went back to.
I always thought consoles would be around because of ease, and maybe they will be, but
So are people using they're using a keyboard to play, or they're plugging in an Xbox controller?
You could have peripherals, like you could have like regular controllers, but you're just playing on a really nice computer with a really nice monitor versus playing on a TV that doesn't have the right refresh rate. Or
Daniel gave me 2 controllers that work for my son's computers, and they prefer the keyboard.
yeah,
Like
he told me that blew my
Bluetooth-
mind.
Like they have, like I hooked it up for them. And
You know what I
like,
did? I gave him a rotary phone. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I'm like, here.
But-
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they use those, but honestly, it's probably because they're lazy and they forget to charge it or whatever, and they just end up using the keyboard. And now they've gotten used to it, and the keyboard's fine for them. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like so, and then like everything's open world and playing with your friends. So that makes sense too, because that opens up such a different experience when the characters in this open world game you're playing with are people you know. And
Yeah.
you can communicate with
Well, I
them.
think you can
Or
cross-
Fortnite or whatever.
You can
know.
cross-platform all these games now too. Like you can play Fortnite on your phone, and you can be playing somebody that's on their PC and somebody can be playing on their Xbox
Yeah.
together. I think you can do that now in some games. Like your phone can be on somebody when someone's playing from an Xbox. That's weird to me.
And it does make sense. It's like that we played with our friends. We rode bikes with our friends outside. Now kids nowadays are playing video games with their friends
Yeah.
inside in a digital world.
Pretending to be outside.
Yeah. Which and that's better to that's
It's
what
more
they know.
endless, right? I mean,
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't get tired, I guess, as much. Yeah, and less risk for injury. I mean, and weird things that happen
I mean, and it's
outside.
good and bad, right? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, like, because I like May, she does. I mean, she still does some of it, like, but not as much because she found an interest. You
Yeah,
know? So it's
yeah.
like, you
Yeah,
know.
also boys I think are just heavier into the video games too.
I
than
was
Totally.
That's what I was.
Uh,
I mean, I was a video game guy.
Although they recently, or you busted out, and I'll tell the story on the Friday Free Show, but I'm mad as someone told Tommy about the damn Target thing.
I did not do that. I did not do that. I did not
I
do that.
scream, "Oh, you MFers!"
I would not do that. I was
What,
going to see how long he.
you don't gotta tell me. I
think
can
some old man told them on Roblox. They were with a bunch of
Oh, you
strangers.
saw a guy just got arrested for kidnapping a girl on Roblox.
Like a digital?
Yeah, yesterday.
You kidnapped their digital character?
No,
Or real
no.
life?
He met her at Sam's Club. And
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I say,
yeah,
I'm like,
I think they gunned him down in the Sam's Club parking lot. And that was real. That was not
Really?
Roblox.
yeah.
That was not digital currency. He's dead, I think.
Wow.
I'll keep that in mind when Tommy tells me, like, hey, I'm meeting this old man at Sam's Club. I'm like, all right, have a good day.
We're going to get
Thank you.
We're going to get the $2 hot dog at Sam's. I'm going to meet an old man.
All right, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's totally fine. I love those hot
What's
dogs.
the Target
Kirkland.
thing? You don't have to say now if you want to save it for tomorrow. What's
Oh,
the
no, he did. Then he was like, I want an Oculus. And I'm like, God damn it.
Oh, I just bought one and sold it because I never used it. I bought a brand new one and then I sold
So I
it.
had to pull our studio Oculus out again because we hid it in my closet for him from him.
Just like your flashlight.
And then I started letting him play it again, so I didn't have to go and buy him one at Target. So hopefully he forget again.
That is Andrea level cheap too. I like that.
No, it's the same. It's the
Oh,
same
it's not
thing.
the same. That thing's
they're
like
playing
7 years old.
Gorilla Tag. I know. It was like holding a Nintendo Wii over my eyes.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
old.
It's not even close
It's
to the
blurry.
same.
Yeah,
It is.
But they, they
But
started
it'll work. It'll work in a pinch.
And they're playing Gorilla Tag, which is basically, them, with Daisy, my niece, and they get on there and like they're able to talk to each other and like go around this virtual world.
Yeah.
Which I do like because it allows them to hang out and play with my niece and them to have this relationship.
There's interaction there.
Yeah.
Which is
She
good.
lives
Yeah.
in Miami, and otherwise, it's like what we did when we were kids. We were just on the phone together, and you don't get the same, I guess, psychological connection than if you're in a digital world playing with
You're
someone.
still talking. You still talk, right? They talk to each
Yeah,
other.
they're talking real time, but they're actually, and even though it's an avatar and things like that, it just, it's more of a bond than just phone. I think. I don't know.
Have they done the Roblox VR? SJ is asking because
No.
he says it's huge right now.
They have not done that. The problem with the VR is Crystal. She's still looking at the age, and they're like, you should do it when you're 13.
I don't know
and they're
nothing
young.
now. I don't know nothing.
Although all my friends and everything, like, they're just letting their kids. They're like, it doesn't matter. Who cares?
Yeah, but
And,
like Colorado kids have guns.
Yeah,
A lot of them.
Yeah, but I had access to guns when I was
I had
a
ninja
teen.
stars. I had a Rambo knife.
Yeah,
I had a BB gun.
Rambo knife and ninja stars. That was a thing
Dude,
that
I had so many little weapons that I probably shouldn't have had
yeah.
as a little
Oh,
kid.
I had
Yeah.
butterfly knife. I had miniature butterfly knives.
I had a butterfly knife.
I had a big one and a
butterfly
miniature.
knife, tons of pocket knives,
Yeah,
little
same,
axe,
same.
throwing stars, and then I had throwing stars that I'd thrown at metal things, so they're all bent up, like would hurt
I was
you.
pretty surgical with the throwing star too. I remember going near some trees. I could hit them from like 20 yards away with a ninja star.
We need to. We have the turd flies around.
yeah.
You know, we're just three dudes hanging out playing Nintendo while the turd flies swarm our faces.
I was laughing the other day because when I was in high school, and Fernando remembers this because my dad had this huge gun safe, and then my grandfather had this place out in the Everglades, and there was a shooting range in the back. Right, and then I remember like, hey, I brought the Wizard and Fernando. I was like, hey, you want to shoot some guns in the Everglades? And they're like, yeah, oh yeah.
That's badass.
So I told my mom, like, I'm going to get some Dad's guns and bring them to Everglades and shoot them. And Mom's like, okay. And then we
Have fun.
a Mini 14, a 350. Like, I loaded a bunch of guns.
A bunch of guns when you were a kid.
I put
Take
down
some Suncast. I don't want you getting parched.
a Mickey Mouse towel. I was 17 years old. And then I remember loading them into the back of my mom's conversion van. And then we all jumped in there. And
I mean,
drove to the
nowadays you do
Everglades.
that, you're a terrorist.
yeah.
Oh my God! If you got stopped, you're gonna shoot up a school.
This is a 98. Yeah. This is before any of that.
Oh, you're
school
Columbine
shootings.
if they get you.
Yeah. But no, this is before Columbine.
Yeah.
And then I remember we loaded the guns up, and no one thought anything about it. Like, adults are like, oh yeah, well, be safe. Don't wear ear protection.
Yeah.
And then we went, and then I remember just shooting. We bought a watermelon, and we bought some other stuff. At the,
Watermelon.
Yeah, to shoot them.
You gotta shoot a watermelon.
Yeah. And then we're just shooting into whatever. I remember one time.
Where were you going out? Like out by like what part of the Glades were you in?
Loop Road at the in
75 and something down there.
Yeah. It's like basically, Tamiami Trail goes all the way to Naples.
Yeah.
And between Miami and Naples, there's a thing called Loop Road.
Yeah.
And my grandfather had a place.
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
with the stairs that were some gangsters.
Yeah. Al Capone stairs.
Al Capone stairs. Yeah.
I now own a piece of that property.
That's cool.
I want a person to be named Tammy Amy. Is that a person?
I know a Tammy.
I want a Tammy.
Tammys are partiers, though.
Yes,
This
they'll
Tammy's
grind it.
cool too.
Oh,
Actually.
yeah, they'll get it good.
Tammys will grind
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
There was a Tammy that one of our old clients told me about that got naked and rolled a mechanical bull while they oiled her up.
Where?
You remember that? Yeah, you were there. This guy was describing that.
So
Old bartender.
okay, consensus. What was your favorite Nintendo game? Because I noticed that Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's known as one of the hardest games too. Like that game is impossible to beat.
I remember not being able to beat Ninja Turtles and Beavis and Butthead.
Couldn't beat it.
I couldn't get to the Guar concert at the end. and then I remember
You're in
we
my
gave
brain.
up.
I Googled the end of that and watched it on YouTube a couple of days ago.
Really?
Because I was like, what happened at the end? And then they walk across the stage and Guar's like rocking out.
I have seen that on like TikTok or something.
Yeah. My favorite, and a listener hooked me up with a copy of it years ago, and it's one of my most prized possessions, and it's worth a lot of money. He sent me, and it was like way too much of a gift, and he sent me a copy of River City Ransom.
Yeah.
I love that game. It's such a fun game. Like, it was like my favorite game as a kid. Like it was so satisfying to pick up like a pipe or a chain, and you'd be beating up the other gangs. Like trying to, like, I don't know, there's like the buttons were satisfying, like the food, you would get like food, and you'd you'd read karate books to get like better at it. Oh, what a great game.
I should have brought Duck Hunt too, because Duck Hunt I have two different guns. Duck Hunt was, to me, was like sorcery. I didn't know how it worked when I was a kid. You know, it's just like a laser reflection on the CRT TVs, but that was like so futuristic. And I got the power pad. We can run, we can race.
No, that never worked well.
You can use your hands on it.
Yeah. It's
You know
just like the Power Glove stunk.
Another thing I noticed as a young man is like we were like lower middle class, but we were like, still considered middle class.
Same kind of thing.
But all of my friends that were way more poor than me always had the badass peripherals for their Nintendos. because it's like their parents felt bad or something. So they always had like the power pad, the power glove. They always had the best Nintendos.
Yeah.
The poorer
yeah.
kids. So it was like a guilt or something. There was like something there. Like my mom and dad were like, "You're not getting that. You're just not getting
That's
that."
the devil.
Tom, are you into games at all? Like, I mean, because I really kind
Not
of jumped
now.
off the game wagon at like the Super Nintendo. Really, I just kind of I get bored with them quick. So something this is rudimentary. This is more my speed because I don't get as bored because it's easier.
Yeah, I mean, I remember being into Tony Hawk, Pro Skater, and like GoldenEye.
Yeah,
was big when,
I
like,
got GoldenEye
as
too.
a senior. But and also
They're releasing GoldenEye Nikes that are.
Oh, I heard they're releasing a new
They
GoldenEye.
are.
Same concept of a game, but like modern. But
They
like
are,
same look.
and they're also releasing a like GoldenEye is such an iconic game that they are the version of like Dunk Lows or something that are called GoldenEyes, and they even do the poly.
The guy that
they even do like they did like the poly formed of the faces and stuff for to like suggest the art of that time of GoldenEye.
Okay.
The colors are all GoldenEye. It's awesome.
even the music is
Yeah,
iconic.
It's iconic,
God.
man. That game. That game. It was like.
Yeah, I just got a.
How many hours did we spend when you started playing with your friends?
That's the fourth. That's all I got. I got a X64 when I bought that game, and all we do is play the fourth version of
Yes.
it. It's pretty fun. I mean, it still holds
It
up.
still holds up.
And we forgot to mention the most iconic Nintendo game of my generation. I think. I wonder if it was. We should look up the most popular game, but Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Oh, I have it too. I have it as well. Yeah.
And that I feel like that was the reason Mike Tyson was so famous.
Oh, it had to have been, especially with the young kids, like younger
Yeah, yeah.
people.
So
for
you're
sure.
saying Mike Tyson is to Punch-Out as Tony Hawk is to Pro Skater?
Yes, yeah.
They both became megastars
Because of the
they-
game.
They were
Yes.
surfing that video game board.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
they
little
were.
bit.
They're crossing
Yeah.
over to the younger kids. Like maybe you as a young kid you knew who Mike Tyson was, but I mean I guess I didn't know who he was.
We
'cause
weren't
he was,
boxing fans. Like we knew he was
No.
a famous boxer, but like we're old enough for like an old.
Yeah, you got to be like
yeah.
15 and up.
But
I
we
thought
knew
it was
Punch
scary.
Out.
I thought
Yeah.
Mike Tyson was very scary.
He was.
And it introduced us to this. It was kind of this first influencer boxing because of this video game.
Yeah.
Like we knew Mike Tyson and he was famous and the most famous boxer. Like it was the Muhammad Ali of our generation.
For sure.
Because of Punch Out. And and all the dumb characters. Flamingo
Maybe-
Joe. What was his
well,
name?
the Don Flamingo.
Don Flamingo.
And
maybe more.
King Hippo.
King Hippo. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like punch him in the stomach, and they're all like kind of based off. Like King Hippo was kind of like a butterbean.
Weren't they all sort of racial stereotypes?
Yeah, I think so.
Like you had like a Middle Eastern fat guy,
Yeah.
and then you had like
the tiger, the guy
you
with
had like
the,
a skinny Chinese guy.
He
then
wore
you
a
had,
turban.
Like an Indian guy with a
Yeah.
turban on.
Yeah.
And my
It's
dad,
everything
my dad
we
loved
loved.
it. My dad loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Russian guy with he's got like whatever.
Speaking of scary, the Friday the 13th game in there, I remember being legit kind of scared playing Friday the 13th because of the music. It was like dark, and Jason would pop out of nowhere and get you.
couldn't beat that game.
And-
Couldn't.
You can't beat the Friday the 13th game.
No.
No matter what, he gets you.
And didn't they incorporate the actual game into Friday the 13th movie? Where like
they
some
were
kid-
playing it in one of the movies.
Yeah, and like,
I bet.
And then
Oh, that's cool.
And then the
I didn't know
dream
that.
they got into the game, and then
That's
Kruger was
cross marketing.
That's
That's
yeah.
I
That's
did
great.
not know that. That's
Um,
cool.
And
Oh, Norm hit one in the chat room. Road Rash.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sega
yeah.
Genesis. I had it on Genesis. You would get weapons. You'd get like
yeah.
a chain or a bat, and you'd pull it next to other motorcycles. Nothing more satisfying. You knock that lady off, and you take first place. Oh, God.
You're whipping them with a chain.
This was the first time I brought my Sega Genesis to Ormond Beach. We were staying at Beverly Beach on the seawall, and all I was doing is playing Road Rash and surfing. That's all I did.
Sure.
So I'd surf during the day, and then I'd be burnt and just like sun bleached. I'd go inside. I'd just drink Diet Mountain Dew, probably full fat Mountain Dew,
Yeah,
and
hell
play
yeah.
Road Rash all night.
It's funny because our parents at that time didn't look at like video games the same as we're doing now
No.
this generation.
I was a biker
Where-
killing people on other bikes.
like they didn't wear.
I'm beating them with chains.
Yeah, you're killing people.
I was in a gang, I think, right? Like a form of Hell's Angels.
Yeah,
I'm killing people
yes.
on motorcycles.
like as long as me
That
and my
game ruled.
me and my buddy Joe were being quiet so my parents could sleep. Like they get mad if we were like too loud and be like, "Oh, it's too loud."
You're
But-
jumping around.
But they didn't
you
care
jump
how.
off the couch and you hit your head in the ceiling fan. They come in, and my dad comes out, what the hell are you doing?
But they didn't care how long we played. They were like, you can't play this for 8 hours straight. They didn't care. They're like, good. They're playing. They're leaving me alone. That's how they looked.
So I can do my drugs.
The parents of the
wife.
80s, they loved. They're like, I just let them play video games for infinite amounts of time, and I guess it didn't matter. It didn't hurt us.
I don't think it hurt me. In fact,
but there
us
was
thinking about these memories right now, I get a really good feeling. Man, playing video games at the beach. Like I thought, like I have a car that drives itself, right? That's the most amazing thing. That there's gonna be hard to top that. But as a child, playing video games on the beach. I was like, I might as well have been Elon Musk. I was like, I have video games. In the morning, I'm going to have breakfast, and then we might do a fish fry later. But I can surf, and then I can come in an air-conditioned camper, and I have Sega Genesis. I'm Elon Musk. I am a digital man.
You traveled with your Sega Genesis.
That's probably a bad name to use because he's not very loved. But I'm just saying, I'm a digital man. I thought I was the fanciest digital man in the world.
But you know, it's interesting. The engineers or software designers of these games, they weren't. And maybe they started to think like this, but I feel like the beginning of these games weren't all about how can we keep the kids on longer.
Oh, I know you hate that.
Yeah, how can we make it never ending?
I hate that they don't end. I hate that game.
No, Road Rash was. I'm going back to Road Rash because I might have to buy that today because I didn't. Norm, thank you for you sent me down a rabbit hole. I became obsessed with it, and there was a level of frustration you would reach. You had no choice but to go surfing because you'd get so mad at Road Rash. Yeah. You'd be like, well, I'm going to go surfing. I'm going out. Or you go help your dad with the fish fry or cooking or something, and then you come back in. And do you remember the juice you'd get when you thought you had figured out a different way to do it, and you'd be like, I'm ready.
I think I know.
I think I know how to do it now. And you get kind of like a, I don't know what that's called, like a cool anticipation.
But you had to. It's like Sega got to the point where like Sonic. Every time you passed a little
a little thing,
whatever the thing, you start there, like it would turn, and you're like, okay, I'll start there. But then there were games where you had to start from the beginning if you lost.
Oh my God,
you lost all your lives.
No checkpoint, you bum.
Yeah, there's no checkpoints.
No checkpoint.
Oh, it's the worst.
And so then it made you were like, I don't want to do it all over again. I give up.
Or what if you don't save?
Yeah. If you don't save,
oh my God, I just did that on Avowed. I beat this guy, and then I was like, oh, let me just load out here, and then go to dinner, and I came back, and the game had started over, and I'm like, oh, I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing. Like I didn't save it. I got nothing.
There was a time where you had to push pause and leave it running.
Yeah, leave it overnight.
And then your dad goes in there, he turns it off.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna do? Yell at your dad? No. You're just like I'm glad you brought this in.
Thank you.
Look up the price of an original, like back then, in like let's say 1986.
I think for a Nintendo with the controllers, and the one comes with Duck Hunt, Mario, and the other game.
Yeah.
I have the track game and the gun. I think it was $299.
$299?
I think it was $299.
In 80s cost?
I feel like it was $299.
That's a lot of money.
That seems like too much.
That's very high.
Because I remember.
I'm not with the whole caboose, like everything. It's got the gun, the 2 controllers, the pad, and the Nintendo, and it came with that game.
I remember, I vaguely remember a $99 price point just for the actual
maybe the console itself.
Okay, if you just wanted the
controllers.
Deck, if you just wanted the deck in '86, it would have been $89.99.
Okay, all
right.
Pretty
close.
That gave you an NES controller. It gave you one controller, the console. I gave you the RF switch, and you got 0 games.
Okay, so $89.
Then there was an action set. That one was $149. You got the console, you got the double controllers, and then you got the light gun, and then it came with the dual cartridge of Super Mario Duck Hunt. And then there was the power set. That one you got the console, 2 controllers, the zapper gun, the power pad, and then you get a triple game cartridge that had Super Mario Duck Hunt and World Class Track Meet.
Oh, yeah, here's the...
Oh, you got the triples. Yeah, here you go.
I got the triple and a double.
Wow, look at that.
But I still remember it being pricey.
But maybe not.
In the 80s, like this is a big purchase. You're going to get it for Christmas. That is your big gift.
Yeah.
I remember my dad with the Genesis. I think the Genesis was $399.
Yeah.
And I think my dad was like, what the? He could not even.
I got my Genesis used. I remember I got it after it was almost too late, but I got it used from somebody.
I'm pretty sure my dad gave my mom some spiel about how he'd never had something that was over $100 as a child. Some spiel about I never had, this better be the most sophisticated piece of equipment we've ever seen.
It was. That Mortal Kombat 3 was life-changing.
Dude, when my dad got me that Mortal Kombat, and I was the kid that had Mortal Kombat weeks ahead of time, I don't know if I ever, just because my feelings were fresh,
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, I don't know if I ever felt that good ever. I don't know if I ever feel that good ever again. Like, when my friends came
Yeah.
over, all of them came over. We filled my room, and
Yeah.
and I'd already played it a ton, and I'm like, it was so relaxing just to hand the controllers
And
over,
not
just
be
like,
anxiety about
knock
playing
yourselves
it.
out, fellas.
I did that with NBA Jams. My buddy got NBA Jams on the Genesis, and we would all be in his room locked in, and that was the game where there was no code.
Yes.
We would literally just start the game and just press buttons, hoping
you'd
to
get
come
stuff.
across. You'd hear little dings and dongs, and then you'd write down. What did you press? You press BBB and then 3 C's, and you press up twice, and then you get like
big feet.
random big bobblehead, like Bill Clinton bobblehead or something like weird. You never knew what you were gonna get. And then we had a piece of notebook paper written
Don't
all
do Bill
down.
Clinton bobblehead in my house. Dad will kick the door down.
And
kidding.
did you guys, like, on special occasions, my parents used to let me plug in my Nintendo on the big TV in the
Yeah.
In the living
room.
room. In the living room.
And the
Yes, sir.
And I remember accidentally leaving it on pause and burning something into the
screen.
screen.
Oh.
Yeah, where my dad was like, "What the hell?" I can see the ducks from Duck Hunt vaguely in the background.
Yeah.
Like, it's not black anymore; it's a duck.
My dad would 100% occasionally let me do that. Normally, like closer to like Christmas time or when I got out of school.
Yeah.
You know, you could put it on the big screen for like one night. But I had my own little TV, and sometimes it's kind of cool just having your own little.
Yeah, in your room, you got
Yeah,
your
yeah.
own TV. Yeah, I remember I had a little TV in my room too, like the 13-incher.
Yeah, I got a tiny little,
Yeah.
and this is when all TVs, if you're a kid and you got a TV, you didn't get a TV that was like a black TV. Like most TVs had like a color. Like I remember I had a little white TV.
Oh, you mean like the frame of the TV?
Yeah, the whole TV
It was
was
cool
like
looking.
white.
Yeah.
It was like very weird kind of looking, but yeah.
I had a Zenith on a shelf mount, like a wall mount or whatever. It was in the corner.
That's fancy.
It was a big metal, and you put a strapper on the top to hold it, because if that thing fell off, it could kill you. Like if I laid my head on the ground and that TV fell on my head, 100% it would kill me.
Oh, 100%.
Because it weighed like 80 pounds, and it was metal. There was, and like I remember my stepdad had a drill into the concrete to it was up there.
Put a Tapcon in the wall to keep it stay.
And then it had a VHS tape, built VHS
Like built into it.
Built into it. I remember that the Lorena Bobbitt porno got my buddy, the wizard, brought over the Lorena Bobbitt porno.
Well, it would be the John Bobbitt porno.
Oh,
right?
yeah, John Bobbitt.
Lorena,
yeah,
I
sorry.
don't think but John Bobbitt porno, that's disgusting. Nobody wants to see that.
It was a John Bobbitt porno.
I want to see just for curiosity.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can Google it. It's still out there, brother.
And we're like,
you can Google it if you want to ruin your day.
I was in middle school,
Frankenpenis.
7th grade or 8th grade maybe, and which is crazy.
We had one
Tommy's
with
gone
two.
to
The guy had 2 penises, and that was always. But now looking back, it had to be fake.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the prosthetic on there, but it looked good.
I don't know.
It looked
Nowadays,
good.
people believe it.
It looked good.
I remember with occasionally, and this was the coolest thing you could do because they had just come out and they were too expensive. In fact, I'm going to look this up. When did the PlayStation come out?
I think 95. You mean?
Yeah, because I was in high school. I remember.
Daniel, look at this. I got a PlayStation.
Oh, I love that. Like he's got a little tiny PlayStation watch.
Because I remember all my friends were playing FIFA
95.
and Gran Turismo.
Okay, so I wanted a PlayStation so bad, but my mom and dad were not known for just like plunking down.
Yeah,
I had to
same.
beg for it for a while. So I remember Blockbuster had where you could rent the
Yep.
PlayStation, and it would come in one of those suitcases.
Yeah, yes.
And then I remember that my dad, as a surprise, and this is why my dad ruled, he rented it for me.
Wow, that's
There were
cool.
some times that I rented it and he'd let me rent it, but I remember one time he
He
came
came home
home
with
with the suitcase. We're like, blew my mind. And we rented this helicopter game, and it was like, I was like, man, this is like riding in a. I remember telling him, like, this is like riding in a real helicopter. This is exactly like it.
Yeah. Weren't you in Radio 95? You're on Ed Till.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was already.
Wow.
No, but I wanted. I was already. I was only out of college, or I was only out of high school for 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got my PlayStation in like 2000. Again, I like getting things used because I didn't play it enough to really care for it to get it brand new. I got it at like some college bookstore that had them used for like $25. I got a PlayStation and played. You ever heard of Odd World? It was like a alien scrolling game. Odd World Abe's Exodus, it was called, and that was my game.
Yeah, the Odd World games are great.
Yeah,
They had a bunch of those.
Yeah, I played it for the play. That's the only game I really ever played.
It just the value of games seems to be gone with the new world. Of
Yeah, why can't you
endless-
buy a game comes out? Why do they even offer it tangibly? Like everything you buy, you can download it, right? Then why do they offer it?
Some people
Just
like
want to have it?
purists like to have a
yeah,
copy.
What's
of them.
weird now is like with
I
as
don't know
many
why.
patches and programs that have to go in and like fix the games. When you buy those,
You
discs,
can't. Yeah, it doesn't come with that.
you buy the disc and you put it in there, and the game is there. But like normally, you have to. They still make you go online.
Yeah, I don't know.
To like different, like they make you go online and prove that you bought. Like it's like
You
you
got to
can't.
put the UPC code or something.
You
in
can't
the
buy
back.
the game, go home, be off the grid, and play the game.
You have to be on the
A
grid.
lot of games you have to be online.
Yeah, because in-game purchases and
Yep.
stuff,
Updates.
Yeah, that's
everything's going to be
terrible.
online.
Yeah.
It's like none
So
of this.
it's very difficult for like really fancy games that are really digital and have a lot of downloadable content. It's really hard to like you couldn't go to the woods and play a
Yeah.
copy of the game that's perfect because there probably doesn't exist.
Because I like
Be connected.
Like,
Yeah,
when
you
you
have to
buy
be
a game,
connected.
like, what are the Call of Duty games? You play online. I like playing the game, not online. Like, because I want to play like Contra. You know what I mean? Like, Call of Duty, I can play offline, and it's got a story mode, I guess you'd call it.
Sure, you can pace a little bit, take your time.
And then you know where you find out where that guy's hiding. That's what I like more. Like, okay, when I get killed, I know where he's going to be the next time around, as opposed to playing online with your friends. I like playing, like, the game itself.
Yeah. Well, we're all old.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I don't like things that are fast. I don't like yelling curse words.
Yeah. And you only like it because it's nostalgic. It's like
Yeah.
we're playing Contra. This stinks.
Yeah.
This game stinks. It's scrolling. Like, what is it? Why? Is it nighttime? Is it daytime? Who are we shooting? What is it? Yeah, it stinks. Anyway.
They're terrorists,
Um,
right? And there's double Rambos, like two Rambo guys.
No, it's
So-
Schwarzenegger and Stallone.
Yeah.
So is Shorts an N-word? Thank you. Where are you gonna be at after this Saturday or BDM
Yeah, I'll be.
Appreciation
Yeah,
Event?
first I'll be at the BDM Appreciation Week event, but you catch me at the Brass Tap every Wednesday through Saturday nights. Come say hi. Tell me you heard me on the show.
All right.
How
all
are
right.
we? Where are we at on treasures?
Oh, I just was pointing him out to my buddy the other day. There's 3 on Woodbury Road. If you
Why
know
doesn't your buddy just go get him if you're
'Cause
telling him where all
I've
the...
sworn him to secrecy.
Okay.
He knows.
Okay.
And there's still 2 behind Brass Tap.
And I'm sure he doesn't care. I'm just doing the math of it, like, okay, your treasures, okay.
Now he's talking about the treasures again. I'm just going to zone out. I'm going to stare out the
You're
window.
probably right. You're probably right about that.
All
Well,
right.
we love you, buddy. Thanks for being
Thanks,
here.
Carmen.
We'll
Thanks,
see you
guys.
on
Thank
Saturday.
you.
Guys, we'll see you guys on Saturday and later.
Yep. That's funny.
Yeah, that was a good show. Good job, buddy. Let me save that.
I would have played more, but I figured us playing is probably not good.
That's what I-
podcast.
that's what I-
You
yeah.
just need something to talk about. We got
Yeah.
a little bit of
yeah.
music. We put it up. Yeah, it was perfect.
That's what I
Are we doing any more? Or is that it for
No,
today?